today's video is just going to be one of those videos where we're just kind of doing a little bit of everything around the whole car. I'm not too sure what we're going to dive in yet, but we're just on those final little things that we need to do to get this thing running. And it should be starting real soon, guys. So let's just hop right into this thing and let's just get wrenching. Alright, so here we are, guys. I just spent like the last 30 minutes, an hour to, funny story is I actually took this little piece of rubber hose right there that kind of goes in between the intake manifold and this kind of coolant little filler neck type little deal there. And I took it off, you know, when I was taking the engine out, and I didn't put it back on before I actually connected, because this little piece right here is separate. You know, it connects to the underside of the old runners there. So it was just such a pain. I didn't want to take the whole intake manifold off, so I kind of did like, oh boy, it was just a big pain that I really wish I didn't have to get into. But hey, that's, you know, it's those little things sometimes that take a little bit more time than you really hope to, but you know, they're just as important, obviously. So yeah, so everything is pretty much together, as you guys can see. You know, we just got to do vacuum lines and stuff like that. I'm actually going to toss this car on the lift now. I got to pop a couple more bolts in the transmission cross member there in the rear to bolt it up to the car. And we're going to go ahead and toss the downpipe on, which is over there. So we're going to go ahead and do that, guys. Pop this on the lift and we'll move on. Okay, so I just realized I will not be putting this car on the lift currently, because before I put the downpipe on and get that all fitted up and on there for the final fit, we need to replace almost every single one of those exhaust studs, and I believe there are 12 or so. So yeah, so we have to take the whole turbo off. We have to take the, you know, the actual exhaust manifold off, and I really should have done this when the engine was out of the car, but it's just one of those things that slipped my mind. I was just, you know, super stoked to get this thing actually inside the car. But hopefully I'm going to be able to get those studs that are actually kind of broken off in there out. I have this little tool. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it works out for me, but if not, I'm going to have to run and, you know, get something to, you know, extract those guys, because we want to replace those. I want to make sure I have every single one so we don't have any leaks. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now, guys. Take the turbo off, and hopefully it's not too big of a pain. Alright, so for all the people that are saying this turbo is absolutely massive, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's a 60mm turbo, and for all those that are saying, oh, it's going to lag, you know, this and that, okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about this thing. So, first off, it's a BorgWarner S13. It's a 60mm turbo. However, the rear housing that comes on these is usually around 0.91 at the smallest. I have a 0.72, so that's a lot smaller, so that actually helps out with spool. Also, this is a T3 flange, not a T4. No, it's not twin scroll, but you know what? That's really not the biggest, you know, game changer. It's a T3, and look at this. Yes, it is German bearing, but look at this bad boy spin. Hang on, ready? Let me get you in here, ready? And there's no, okay, keep in mind, there's no oil in here either. No oil, dry turbo. Okay, it spins absolutely perfectly free. A lot of journal bearing turbos, you guys will be surprised. You spin your turbos, that thing will stop in about 2 seconds. So, for all those saying this turbo is huge, it's not huge. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have one exhaust stud, 2, 3, and 4 way back there. You guys can't see, it's too dark. I did take one out, so I had 5 in there, but that is not enough. Actually, you know what? I had 6 because I took 2 out. Still, not enough. Now, I don't know if you guys will be able to see in there, but a couple of them actually do have, you know, I think they just fell out or whatever. But some, as the first one up here, it's kind of hard to get them on camera. Right there, as you guys can see right in the center of your screen. That's filled up, so hopefully I have a little bit from my drill that will actually, well, it should supposedly take those out. Just, you know, unscrew them, whatever. So we'll see how that works, and then we're just going to go ahead and put the new ones in. Hopefully this is going to be a nice and simple job, but fingers crossed. Alright, so I got 10 out of the 12 studs put back in. I didn't really mess in too much with these broken ones up here. There's just 2 up front here. You can barely see them. I'm going to mess with those a little bit later. It's not really that important. It'll cause like the tiniest leak. And I'll get it sorted out. I'll probably, once I get it running, I'll just take it to work and I'll just tap it and do all that stuff there, because we have all the tools and, you know, don't really have too much here as far as, you know, drill taps and stuff like that goes. So everything's back on. We're going to go ahead and pop this back on the lift. As of right now, I'm just kind of working on a couple of wiring things. This is like a sensor for my TPS or something like that. So over here, as you guys can see, I've already extended this one, which is the TPS sensor. That guy. So now I'm just extending. This was here like that. But I just cut it, so I'm going to, instead of having this connector being here and kind of hanging to the side, I'm going to extend this wire and kind of drop it down and put it underneath here so you don't really see it. But yeah, I'm just going to occupy myself with that for a couple minutes. I'm probably going to go get a drink because it is just super hot out today. It's like 90 plus in here. I don't know how hot it is, but man, I need a drink, so maybe even a snack. You know, I've been here for a little while. I'm probably going to be here for the rest of the night. So the owner of a local shop was just here. Hang on. That shop, Ready Imports, this whole place here, it used to be their kind of shop before they moved. He was just here and he did such an awesome thing. He actually gave me a J30 diff, LSD, the ratio is 3.93. LSD, you can tell that by, hang on, you spin the actual shaft here. And look at that, both of them spin. Ba-bam. So, my current diff, it's a VLSD and it doesn't do that. It actually if you spin one wheel, the other wheel won't spin, or maybe it spins the other direction. So, super awesome guy. He's such a champ. I really want to say, you know, thanks. Obviously he's not watching this, but man, nice people, man. I love him. I love nice people. Alright, so here's the game plan while it's in the air. First thing we have to do here, finish bolting up the transmission cross member thing. Why can't I remember the mount? Install downpipe, connect up the speed sensors, and I don't have the drive shafts with me, but you know, we'll do that another day, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have to do under here. I just wanted to get everything kind of buttoned up under here as far as sensors and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get to it. So it's been a couple hours since I last touched back in with you guys. I figured I might do somewhat of a time lapse, but it kind of would have been just me standing underneath the car. You really guys want to be able to kind of see figure out what I'm doing. It was just a little bit of wiring. Let me just walk you through what I did. Now I kind of tweaked the camber settings a little bit on this right tire a little bit. This one was cambered in a little bit more than that one. So now they're kind of exactly the same as far as camber arms goes. I just measured these arms right here. The camber arm is that guy in there. So I went ahead and this guy was exactly where I wanted it to be, so I measured that one in length and basically just copied it. So that's that. God, those exhausts look so good. Ooh, man. So what else did I do? I adjusted, I put some more camber on my front wheels just to bring them in a little bit. I'm probably going to end up rolling the fender just a tad to bring that lip up, tuck it away a little bit. But yeah, so then as well as under here, let me bring the light with me. We did some wiring for the you know, the speed sensor and the neutral safety switch and stuff like that. Reverse wires, I'll do that probably eventually. I mean, I will do it, just I don't feel like doing it right now. I got the slave cylinder for the clutch in, and I got my one-piece braided line taken all the way to the clutch master. What else did I do? I put on the actual support beams, whatever you want to call them, those front braces. I just painted them quickly in black just to kind of clean them up a little bit. I also put my Voodoo 13 tension rods in. A ground right there for the alternator. As you guys can see, I kind of kind of scraped away all the old paint and stuff like that, and got that all sorted out. So we got a good ground. If that thing would focus, this, I know I really need a, this camera's like a good camera, but I think I need a new lens eventually. But we'll work on that eventually here. But yes, and then that's pretty much it, I think. Like I said, just was doing wiring and kind of getting things sorted out. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do, since the car is still up in the air, I'm going to go ahead and put the downpipe in because we need to do it from underneath. So that's going to be kind of a cool little part to put on. Pretty excited about that, to see exactly how it fits, because I personally haven't seen it on the car yet, but obviously I know it fits. So yeah, I'll do that, and then I don't know if that's going to be it for today. It's about 12 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see how it goes. I've been here since about 2-ish, 2 to 3. So yeah, we've been putting in work, and like I said, but yeah, we'll see what we get into once the downpipe's in, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the downpipe is in, and it absolutely lines up so good. Usually the steering shaft down there can be a bit tricky to get around, but where am I? Where are we here? We're clear. As you guys can see, the 2 bungs right there for the wideband and the oxygen sensor that we're going to be utilizing. But yeah, so everything is pretty much bolted on and good to go, guys. I'm just going to have to kind of think, sit down and think right now and kind of go over everything and see what I have to do left. So it turns out I can't really find my heater hoses that I had, and for RBs they're actually like $80 for a replacement, or $60 or something like that. And I know I have them because I had them when I took the motor out. So for now I'm just going to kind of loop the heater hoses from the block. There's a port up front here, there's one at the bottom, or on the back there. I'm just going to loop those 2 together for now. I'm sure maybe my actual heater hoses will pop up here somewhere in some due time. But yeah, there you guys have it. I think I'm gonna end it today with this one. I don't know if I actually mentioned this over here, but we got our SARD fuel pressure regulator mounted up. I just need to hook a vacuum to it from the intake manifold, and I'm pretty sure I showed you guys my whole braided line setup. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm really happy with how clean everything came out. I really took time and made sure everything is tucked and placed properly. In the long run, or should I say in the end, it really does make a difference. So yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of oh, another thing right there. There's the wastegate downpipe, dump pipe, whatever. So that will get bolted on as well. But yeah, today was just kind of a mix of a bunch of different things, guys. Sorry if I wasn't able to kind of bring you guys with me, more in depth with the things I was doing, but it would have been just really slow for you guys. And wiring, I mean, that's pretty basic stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here, guys, and start cleaning it up and maybe head home for the day. Well, I would turn the camera around to sign off, but I'm so tired. I probably look really, dirty and sweaty, and it's still super hot in here. So I'm just gonna end it off here, guys. A little bit of better view here with the actual 240. I think you guys will appreciate that a little bit more. But this thing is looking so good. It's coming together absolutely amazing. I just love staring at this engine bay. Like, it just looks amazing. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I don't know if maybe I mentioned to you guys, but I kind of put some bed liner on the intake manifold. Looks a little bit better than what it did before. I might go ahead and, see if we want to powder coat it or whatever, but for now it's going to be just fine. Oh, and also, I was planning on running a GK Tech clutch fan, but that has now changed due to the fact that, well, since the fan itself is off-centered from the center of the motor, it actually interferes and hits the actual, radiator hose. So that's not going to work, unfortunately, so we're going to have to go with some electric fans. As of right now, I just have a couple, 10-inch fans. I don't even know the brand. I wasn't really expecting to buy some fans in general, so I'll utilize the fans that I have for now, and we'll definitely upgrade because fans are definitely important. But for the time being, I'm sure it'll be just fine to get around with. But yeah, so as always, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. You guys have been with me through this whole process, and for those guys that are brand new, thank you for joining me today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you could hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot. If I'm rambling, I'm sorry, guys. I'm pretty exhausted from today. Worked at my job and then came right over here. But all in a good time for sure. I love doing this stuff, and I want to get this thing done as quickly as possible. So for everything that's left, guys, we just have to do our coil pack conversion, which won't take more than a day, somewhere around half a day worth of work to get that all sorted out. Relocate the battery, and get the ECU sorted out. Vacuum lines, which is super easy. Just get the wastegate all hooked up and all that stuff for vacuum and boost. Hook up our boost gauge and our boost controller, and we will be on the road. So it's still surreal, the fact that we're like inches away from it being drivable and stuff. But yeah, I think it'll click once I hear it start. It's been a crazy journey, guys. I can't really express it enough. It's been such an awesome build. I think I really have been enjoying it. I hope you guys have been too. And in other news, this is probably going to be maybe the last video you guys see in the shop. We're actually moving out of here because the actual guy that I'm renting it from, he's actually selling the lease to someone else. So this whole place is going to be empty here, by the end of this month or something like that, with a new group of guys, and they're kind of starting off their own shop. So regardless, this was coming home anyways. But for next year, we're gonna have to find something new. But that's still a long time to come. We won't really worry about that. But this place was awesome for the time being. I really do love it, and I am gonna miss it for sure. But I'm happy to bring this car home and start driving it. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna end it out here. I'm tired. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna go home, and definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for the next 240 video. Peace.